What do you do when you got your eye on a shiny new mountain bike and Mother Nature deals you this? Budget gone. Sometimes you have to find value in other ways. It's early March and winter is slowly weakening its grip here in the mid-Atlantic. It's been cold and expectedly wet, and right now the trails are, well, less than ideal. Even if you love the mud, the trail police frown upon riding in these conditions because of the damage it creates. I respect that philosophy, and for the time being, trail riding will have to wait. You've been looking to get a new bike this spring, but for one reason or another can't or don't want to spend thousands of dollars. I was in the same position last year. I was faced with two challenges. One, I didn't want to spend a lot of money right away because honestly, I wasn't sure I'd stick with it. But on the flip side, if I bought a cheap bike or a big box store bicycle and did like it, I would have quickly realized those bikes would be less than adequate. So my decision was to try to have something somewhere in the middle. One of the best ways to do that is to simply buy used. You can find some great bikes at decent prices because just like buying a used car, someone else paid for the depreciation of driving it off the lot new. If you don't know a lot about particular bike brands and parts, do a little research online and hit your local Craigslist or other sites like pinkbike.com. Chances are you can find something. Just make sure you do some homework on proper sizing. There's a lot of info online about it, or go talk to a pro at a local bike shop. Buying local also gives you the opportunity to test ride before you buy. What I decided to do, because I've had some past experience, was build a bike cheaply, piece by piece. Now, one thing I did find was just ordering parts online isn't always cheaper than buying a comparable bike at a bike shop. In fact, I found you'll usually pay more that way. So I made a comprehensive list of parts I thought were most important, and those where I thought I could skimp, and perused a lot of websites and eBay auctions. It took some time and patience, but I did it over the winter month, so time was on my side. And this is what I came up with. Meet Black Beauty. She's a 27.5 no-frills XC hardtail, and she's been perfect for getting back into riding. All the parts were new, and all in, I think I'm under $700 into this bike, but I'm pretty sure buying something at a bike shop with similar components would have been $900 to $1,200. Not a huge savings, but hey, why pay retail, right? Let's go over this bike and I'll share what I've learned along the way. We'll start with the frame. It's a Chain Reaction Cycles house brand known as Brand-X. It's an aluminum XC style frame, and for $148, I think it's a steal. It has the modern geometry of today's mountain bikes, a tapered head tube, threaded bottom bracket, and so far has been bulletproof. I love this frame. The forks are nothing special. They are entry-level RockShox XC30 coil spring with 100 millimeters of travel. They're a step up from the cheap Suntour forks put on bikes in this price point, and I found them on eBay for $57. The wheel set was another eBay find for $62. They're a basic Mavic hoop with some entry-level Shimano hubs. Nothing fancy, but after a year of abuse, they've held true. Other eBay purchases where I went strictly on budget value was some cheap Chinese slow boat specials like the stem, handlebars, and seat post, all of which cost a total of $20. And so far, no complaints. The two places I didn't want to skimp were drivetrain and brakes. Here I didn't want to take any chances, so I went mid-level Shimano all around. The Z crankset got good reviews, so I picked up a set. I paired it with the Z derailleur to ensure compatibility. As far as brakes, I wanted hydraulic over mechanical brakes, and you can't go wrong with the SLX line of Shimano. It's a very good blend of quality and value. I threw on a pair of low-profile tires, and I have a very nice go-anywhere, do-anything bike. What I mean by that is that it's just as capable on the local dirt trails as it is cruising the paved bike trail on a Sunday afternoon. So what would I change if I could? Not very much. But as much as I like the Z derailleur for its robustness and friction clutch that all but eliminates chain slap, its low profile limits the size of the rear cassette. So as a one-by with a max 36-tooth granny gear compared to 46 and even now 50-tooth cassettes, to say going up steep hills is a challenge is an understatement. And while the tires are perfect for cruising street and dirt, when the trails get a little soft or wet, they start to show their limitations quickly. Now that I spent a year more riding and decided that I'll stick with it, I will probably upgrade to a more trail-specific bike for the new season. But that doesn't mean that this bike was a bad choice, because I reckon I'll still get my fair share of use, because I log a lot of street and paved time, which this bike will still be the best option. Whatever you decide to do, if you do your homework and you're happy with what you get, then you're on your way to hours and miles of fun and exercise. If you've done something similar, let me know how you saved money in the comments below. Until then, stay young and ride safe.